efficiency with your overhead press. Now, that changes a lot depending on the equipment you're using. Beautiful straight bar, power bar from Kabuki. Probably all seen it. The Cadillac bar. You probably have also seen one of these as well. A kettlebell. I don't have any dumbbells in here. We're going to talk about the log press from Strongman. I don't have any of those either. But we're going to talk about it from the Cadillac bar and how that's pretty close to the movements we're talking about. In the overhead press, we want to be efficient. Bar should go from point A here to point B. One of the common faults we see, especially when we start talking Olympic lifting, I can barely do it, is head too farther through the hole. You can see from the side here, if I was to make a hole, which would be my arms, this wouldn't be good because the barbell is in front of me. So a cue we commonly get is shove your head through the hole. Well, that hurts. So if you're not doing it, I don't suggest trying it. And if you are doing that, I suggest cleaning that up. The other fault we see a lot is barbell path. Again, point A to point B. There's a problem with efficiency. My head is in the way. See some unique things out of strongman and out of Olympic lifting. We're not going to tell you what's right or wrong for you. We're just going to let you decide for yourself. If I try to drive straight up with the barbell, it's going to be bad. Whether I'm in the rack position, driving off here, or if I'm actually in grip and I'm going to press overhead. Challenging position. What we're suggesting we don't want to see is huge extension of the low back and an overhead press. Because again, if I locked my core down and held everything tight, this wouldn't actually be overhead. So I did miss position B. Here, really hard on the low back. Two common areas we can clean this up with a barbell. Bigger the barbell gets, axle to a log to a Cadillac bar, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But same principles will apply. I should have an original brace set. As I pass my chin, I like this one the best. I'm going to give myself a double chin. Whether I'm dipping and driving in a jerk or a push press or just a strict press, as I'll demonstrate here, head goes back, bar passes in front of my face, and it goes neutral at the top. My shoulder's a little tight, so I am a little overextended, but I'm doing my best to hold straight here. Once again, under my chin. If I was to do a push press, dip, head goes back out of the way, barbell goes straight overhead, not shoving my head too far through the hole. The next one we're going to look at I call the Pez dispenser. You do see it in a fair amount of Olympic lifting. The purpose of both of these is not to get any excessive extension through our back. It allows us to maintain brace and not deviate from our braced position. So in a Pez dispenser, my head goes straight back and the bar goes overhead. I've had a lot of head trauma, concussions, a lot of jiu-jitsu fun, we'll call it. My neck doesn't necessarily like that one. That's why I try to avoid it and come straight into extension. This may make my back extend a little bit more though, where the Pez dispenser, I can look straight overhead and come back through. What that looks like with a bar. Whether I'm strict again or I go to a dip and drive, head goes up, head goes down. On the way back down, head clears, back out of the way. Think about this like a bench press standing on your feet, right? The way we teach the bench press is global extension, right? I don't want it just to be my low back because that kind of hurts my back, right? If I have global extension and I'm braced and I don't deviate from that position, it is not the end of the world. So, my strongman friends, when you have a giant log that you're going overhead with, I don't have one today, but I'm going to use a Kabuki Cadillac bar. If this is under my chin or braced on my chest, if I'm all chalked up, coming from the ground to a clean position, I might be extended just to catch my breath here, right? It's still in my way, so I have to get head pretty far out of the way to get through to this good tall position. And we understand that with a bigger implement. So now I want you to think about standing bench press. I'm not just gonna let it come from my lumbar and come overhead and have this huge circle or deviation of position with the shoulder press bar path and with my spine. It's not gonna be efficient for your power output. So, good brace, I'm extended, and as I drive overhead, I'm maintaining that extension, and I'm attempting to keep that mostly through my upper back, so it's not an anterior tilt, pinching my low back. So, no matter which variation you're using of a straight bar, a log, an axle, any of that, just be cognizant of what you're doing to your brace here. Because if this isn't set up tight, it's gonna be really hard for me to transfer energy from my foot, up and out my legs, through a stable platform, into a barbell, if this is all over the place, risking a back injury as well. And if this bar is all over the place, it's not gonna be nearly as efficient as well. 2 answers for a straight bar. Double chin. As you pass through, return to a neutral, stand tall position. Pez dispenser. Head goes up, bar goes through, head goes back to that neutral position. If you are arching your back into an overhead press for any reason, including a straight bar, log, axle, whatever you're cleaning or pressing, clean and pressing, set this up through global extension, keep it tight so the energy transfers, and make sure you finish without further deviating your position. And please avoid this giant C going around your head, as it's not efficient. And then lastly, Brandon tortured me the other day with some lovely Z press. One of the first times I've done it. It was an eye-opener about how tight my shoulders are in that position. So when you are doing your warm-ups or your accessory, dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever it is, make sure you're not doing the same fault if you have it with a barbell. I don't want this to go up and around. My head's not even in the way. This can transition straight up and down. Push press, strict press, jerk position, whatever it is that I'm doing. So, clean up your barbell movement. We gave you a couple options for your overhead pressing. And when you do your accessory, right, with a dumbbell, with a kettlebell, you do your warm-up, make sure you're maintaining a good position and good function of that scapula pressing on the rib cage. That's it. Go fix your overhead press.